Howdy everybody, this is Nintendo Capri Sun, and we are out to do the Fire Temple. Yeah. So, you might notice I actually went off and refilled my hearts and my arrows off screen. Just cause it made more sense to do that than to try to, mess around with doing this temple without it. I mean, it makes more sense to have full life than to have half-life, right? Unless you're talking about video game collection or ownership, then you'd probably rather have half-life, I guess. I don't know. Who's there? Is that you, Capri Sun? Oh, it really is Capri Sun. What the hell is going on with your hair? It's like, damn, baby, what you do to your hair? Orlando, you like it? It's autumn sunrise. Okay, anyway. So, Darunia is here telling us all about, the dragon capturing the Ganon capturing the Gorons to feed them to the dragon, all the same stuff we heard from little Capri Sun. It's funny because he says, Capri Sun, is that you? He's talking to his son. And it's like, oh, it's the other Capri Sun, the one that I named him after. So, yeah. He's asking me to do this as his sworn brother. Okay, great. So is that what being brothers is all about? Fine. Alright. I love how these sages always imply that they're actually doing something about the boss when actually... did he just go through the boss door? How the heck did he do that without a boss key? I want to know. Well, I guess because he's the sage, he's allowed to. Oops, spoilers. Yeah, he's the sage. Well, who else was it going to be? Was it going to be one of these guys? I don't think so. Anyway, so all throughout the dungeon, you're going to be freeing these Gorons from their rusty old cages. And in turn, each one will reward you with not only a key, but also a useful tip. This one says, in order to get to the room where Darunia went, you have to do something about the pillar in the ceiling. That is right. Because you won't be able to get to the boss door simply because the gap is too large. So you'll need something to act as a bridge, and that's what the pillar is for. Knock the pillar out of the ceiling and you got yourself a bridge. There's the pillar right there, and this is where it's going to fall into, down there. Anyway, oops, don't want to do that. So I guess we better get started here. Actually, we have gotten started. We got our first key, and we're ready to go. So I've had a lot of people asking me if I was going to LP Majora's Mask. It's definitely looking like I probably will, judging just by the massive interest in that one. Oh yeah. Since I'm already doing Ocarina of Time, I figure I might as well do Majora's Mask. The thing is, I've never actually finished Majora's Mask, so it would almost be a blind run, or I'd have to practice it first. I went ahead and downloaded it yesterday, onto my Wii, so that's good. I downloaded that along with Super Ghouls and Ghosts and Super Castlevania 4, both of which I want to LP those too pretty soon. And yep, you're free to go. What was the other? Oh, and I also downloaded that sequel to Final Fantasy IV that just came out. So that's kind of cool. It's a little different. I'm actually a huge Final Fantasy IV fan, for anyone who didn't know. So, and I didn't even know this game existed until just like 12 hours ago, so wowee. It's definitely different, but I'm not going to talk about that here. Anyway, that Goron we were just talking to mentioned something about a special crop, and I don't know why, but I always thought, and apparently I'm not the only one who thought this, but apparently... Wait a minute. What are you doing? Dude, get away from that thing. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, he was talking about the special crop, and I guess seeing as how I was just starting to think of cropping as cutting off the side of the picture or something, I thought of hitting something with a hammer as like cropping it, like knocking off the side of it, kind of. There's something about when you look at the polygons of something falling apart, you kind of think of a picture. Well, maybe you don't, but I do. Maybe I'm just messed up in the head or something. But for some reason, I always thought they were talking about the hammer when they were talking about the special crop. Because you don't, and what they're actually talking about, I think, is the bomb flowers. Because it's like a crop, like a plant, like a farmer's crop. But you don't actually see bomb flowers in here. Now, this guy's going to try to steal your tunic, like always. If he does, it's not a big deal. You can just pick it up after you kill him, but still. I don't know if I'm going to use the big Goron sword in all of the temples, but I'm definitely going to use it in this one, seeing as how I'm freeing the Gorons. It only makes sense. So now that we're done there, this gigantic room here basically has Gorons locked on the extreme far left and right side, so you just gotta get to each side, free the Goron, and move on. I know I keep butchering the pronunciation of that, but I don't know if it's Goron or Goron, not sure. Someone actually pointed out something interesting to me that I didn't even think about. I've been pronouncing Milan's name as Milan, but then I still pronounce Talon as Talon. So why would that be? I got no idea. Because I always pronounced it Malin before. I only started calling her Milan because I thought that sounded cute. But then there's reasons to suspect it could go either way. It's Talon is like, you know, another word for a claw, and that's how it's pronounced. But at the same time, I think since they call it Lon Branch, I think maybe that part of their name is the part that should be accentuated or something. I don't know. What did that guy even say? I don't know. I was too busy ranting and raving. Not really ranting, but just speculating on possible pronunciation crap. But if I had to make a bet on which one officially is correct, I would bet on Malin and Talon, but anyway. So, let's finish up in this room here. Yeah! Oh, this is taking forever. Feels like it's taking forever. Oh yes, the Flame Pillar room. Yeah, I used to call myself Flame Pillar. That was my first ID on the internet. So... And so this room always excited me because it's like, well, hey, it's me, it's a Flame Pillar. Huh. Probably a hookshot is not the best thing to use on these guys, because if you miss by a little bit, you just pull yourself over to them. That's not what you want to do. But, oh well. Okay. So we gotta push this block on top of the pillar and make ourselves a little makeshift elevator here. And you'll push it, it just barely fits in between the two areas here. Like a glove! Okay. Where are we going now? Oh, another locked door. Good thing I had a key for that, because I would have been mad if I'd seen that all up in my face like that locked door. You know, all up close to you like that one in the water temple. Just, oh god. Anyway. These guys aren't too terribly bad, especially not with the Goron sword. You just knock him out, 2 hits. Snip, snap, no big deal. Let's get over here. And we're gonna push this block. This is kind of a pain in the butt. So you gotta push this thing, and then you gotta pull it from the other side just to get access to another area in the same room. So let's try this again here. Well, not try it again. We're gonna try for the first time. Or, well, I don't know actually what time of my... You know, I wonder, like, if I could have the exact number of times that I've done this in my life, what would that number be? I would have to guess probably about 12. I'm not sure. Depends on how many times I've had to do it repeatedly because of backtracking or screwing up or whatever. Yeah, that's one of those switches where you have to bomb it out, and rather than hit it with your sword, because if you hit it with your sword, you don't have time to get over to climb up this thing, so fire will regenerate. It only gives you so much time. That's what that Goron was actually talking about earlier, that I wasn't listening to him. He was talking about certain switches you have to cut, which again made me think of cropping, cropping, you know. So, if this thing get out of my way, this is one of those walls right here. Sounds different if you hit it with your sword. Oh yeah, it's a Skulltula. Yeah. Oh, my mustache itches. What is that all about? Jeez. Oh. Those things don't hurt at all, and yet they still make me nervous. I don't know why. Okay, so let's get in here. Here's another Goron, and hence another tip. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Well, let me tell you a secret as a reward for releasing me. When you are on fire, you can put it out by stopping, dropping, and rolling. Or you can just take a dip in Lake Hylia, if you happen to be there. But I don't see why you would be on fire out there. Would it be possible to catch yourself on fire at Lake Hylia? That's a good question. I highly doubt it. Unless you shot yourself with a fire arrow. Or maybe shot something else with a fire arrow and then walked into it. Anyway, well, this room is much like the other room. The other big room, I mean, and in that there are Gorons locked on either side of it. So you just have to get to both of them without dying, preferably. Actually, we're doing pretty decent on life here. Just want to make sure you get to the right. There's actually 2 Gorons on this side, but you can't get to one of them yet because he's on the 2nd floor, so we'll just take this one out. And hello. Yep, you're free to go. So tell me a secret, bitch.